Doesn't have a chance on that one. Brad Schlegel is doing exactly what he is supposed to do. He isn't even watching the puck. He's going right to the Finnish player that's breaking to the goal. That's an unlucky one for the Canadians.
Power play goal at 2 minutes and 8 seconds. And Koivu will take that one no matter what. That's the first goal of the game here in the second period. The Finns continue on that incredible journey that they started on the first day of the competition when they beat the Czechs 3-1. A lot of people, including myself, thought that they were destined for the final game and that they were destined for gold. It's early to tell yet. The Canadians coming back. Tammy is tested, bounces into the corner, and the Finns again started up 1, 2, 3 players, and the fourth was caught well and truly over the blue.
The goal seems to have pumped up the Canadians. It's a Finnish goal, but it's gotten the Canadians moving. Norris letting a good shot go. There's another look at Koivu's goal. It's right off the skate of Brad Schlegel, and Hirsch isn't ever going to be able to recover quick enough for that. A lot of time left in this game. Koivu sitting on the bench taking a rest. As you said, Paul, he isn't going to deny the goal that went in, and he gets credit.
That's his fourth goal of the tournament. Face-off just outside the Canadian zone. Nedved, long shot. Nedved was out there at center, lost the draw. Makala is dumped by Loveson. Warenka takes it away from Kapanen. Warenka off the boards, and the Canadians get it out. And Hellman is there. Helmanen, a rink-wide pass, and the Canadians starting to skate a little harder. Waugh chases Helmanen in there. Laukkanen gets to it first, coming up to the 3-minute mark of the second period. Nedved along the boards. Makala gets it out. Kapanen, a little tap over. Helmanen is trailing in there, and the Canadians just rattle that off the woodwork and get it all the way down the ice. Verta going back with Waugh, but the icing whistle blows.
Canadians wanting to complete their change. Icing is called. The puck is really moving fast. Once it's thrown along the puck borders, it just takes right off. It goes all the way down the ice, and face-off will be to the side of Hirsch. Tom Rennie pointing out a few things to Peter Nedved on the bench. Nedved and Waugh have linked up nicely throughout these Olympic Games.
The Canadians must be brimming with confidence. They beat the Swedes in the last game of the first round 3-2. And then in the playoff round, they beat the Czechs by the same score, although that went into overtime. Palo now takes the shot. Hirsch had problems with that one for a moment. It's tipped along the boards. Waugh gets it way up. The Canadians breaking in. Johnson right in front. And a break now. Big shot. Score! Keskinen, number 9. Let it fly. Niemann was on the far wing, waiting for the pass. Keskinen makes it 2 for Finland.
.348 gone in the second period, and the Finns have scored twice. Schlegel going back on the defense. Keskinen has a look. He takes his time. He's got plenty of it. He elects to drill this one, and it gets past Hirsch. Niemann breaking hard for the goal. 2 Canadians chasing him. Keskinen has the shot. Verta has the assist.
Another short break coming up, but stay with us. This one is hot. Welcome back. Action here in the second period. And the Finns now applying the pressure. Koivu taking off the puck. Koivu being manhandled right in front of the bench, and the Canadians flip it all the way around into the corner. Lehtinen. Koivu, Lehtinen providing all the problems in that near corner. Peltonen now goes in as that trickles out. And it bobbles into neutralized territory. Lushko goes down, flips upstairs!
First goal for Canada. Lushko. We haven't seen many mistakes from the Finnish defense in these Olympic Games, but Laukkanen gets burnt right at the center red line. His pass not getting through. The Canadians break quickly. Laukkanen not able to do much with it. The pass is thrown ahead nicely by Joseph. Lushko is off on a breakaway. Great move, keeps it on the backhand and puts it upstairs over Tammy. Good move by Lushko. He comes in, he knows there's heat coming. It's on his left. He keeps the puck away from the defensive player coming back to try and get him, and has a great goal for the Canadians.
15:59 the time of the goal, which is number 5 for Lushko. And the Canadians are back in this one, 2-1 the score. Ojanen against Savage. Pushed away by the Finns, and the Finns with everyone inside the blue. Now Kiprusoff has to go back out in neutral ice territory. Stromberg joins him. A little tap off to Ojanen. Ojanen feeds it right through. The backhander from Alatalo doesn't come. Schlegel is all over him. Savage slams on the brakes. Schlegel and Harlock back on the D. Savage in the far corner. Long pass all the way down the ice, and another icing call. Jukka Tammi had several moments there without anything at all, and then all of a sudden Joseph sets Lushko free right at the blue. Hämäläinen is chasing, but he can't get back in time. Big chop, but that doesn't put number 7 off his stride.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Hearn dishing out the penalties now.
Is he ever? He's got one from each team going to the box. Stromberg for the Finns, unsportsmanlike, and Aucoin for the Canadians, unsportsmanlike. Both penalties. Both players rather questioning that call. They're both having very blank looks and giving referee Hearn some funny looks as well. They both go to the box. Each team will be down a man.
Aucoin still hasn't worked out what he's done wrong.
Either has Stromberg. All the pair of them look totally confused.
16:31 the time of those penalties. 2-1 the score. The Finns leading this. Loveson leaves that behind the net and pops it over to the right side. The Canadians come back. Makala goes on the D. Schreiber is hit by Laukkanen. Laukkanen is solid as a rock. Helminen along the boards, and the Finns with Makala on the far side. Laukkanen, a rink-wide pass. Makala has Helminen out front, and that's tipped away by Loveson. Loveson again has it handed right to him. The Canadian defenseman right through the middle to Nedved.
Nedved was in there just ahead of the play. Well, a close call by the linesman, but they're right there at ice level. They certainly can see what's going on. Great pass from Loveson. The idea was certainly the right one. Nedved appeared to have a step on the Finnish defense, but it was a step on the blue line as far as the linesman was concerned.
That was very diplomatically put by you, Mr. Beaupre.
My new attitude.
Is that your new attitude? I like it. Johnson from the face-off. Less than 3 minutes on the period. That's dropped back, and Harlock throws it to the far side. The Canadians go back in circle. Canada started up slowly. Aucoin is in the box. So is Stromberg. Korea right out front. The shot comes in. Johnson cruised right in front, but Tammi got the glove hand out to take the sting out of that one.
Funny how as the action goes on and it gets closer and closer to medals, teams start playing differently and acting differently. The Finns defensively have looked a bit vulnerable in this game. 31 goals for, 5 against coming into this game, and we are seeing them really making mistakes that they haven't made yet in these Olympic Games. Keskinen is back to try and help the defense on that play. He's a forward. Utila is right out of the picture. He was beaten before. The Finns are just, they seem unsettled right now. Shot coming from Johnson. Johnson electing to take the visor off in this period. First period started the game, at least, with a visor. He's got a broken nose and 5 stitches from the shot that he took off the stick of his own player, Brian Savage. And he obviously is having trouble seeing, Paul. He's taken the visor off.
Kiprusoff goes into the penalty box. High sticking is the call. Nedved in the face-off circle. The Canadians 0 for 2 on the power play. Johnson's still out there, and that goes over. The Canadians, Nedved right in front. Korea, the drop pass into the corner. The Finns just dump it all the way down the ice. Loveson behind his own red line. 48 seconds on the first 2 penalties. Johnson quickly up. Johnson to Korea. Korea through to Nedved. Nedved takes the shot. Korea goes in. Johnson gets a tip, and Johnson along the boards elects to drop it back to Korea. Loveson takes the shot. Again, Tammy looks sharp. Nedved is right in his face.
Tammy just standing up and holding his ground. Good movement of the puck by Korea and Nedved once again, and Johnson always there, having a sniff at rebounds and trying to get something going. Right into the glove. Thank you very much, says Tammy, and he'll hold on to that one.
An excellent crowd here in Jovik. A lot of support for both teams, but I would say that the Finnish supporters outnumber the Canadian supporters, but whether who's louder, I can't really work out. Johnson at the blue. Johnson again. Johnson taps it in. A chance for the Canadians. Going right in is Parks. Parks was so close, and that's chopped high. Wawrinka took a slice at that, but Parks was right in there. And again, Tammy holds on.
Good puck control by the Canadians. They are moving it around nicely. Johnson getting some action back on the blue line, laying it down to Parks. Parks fakes the shot, goes right to the goal. Tries to go short side. Tammy gets a pad on it.
Excellent goaltending from the Finnish goaltender. The face-off in neutralized territory as the seconds tick down. Stromberg and Alcoin come back. Alatalo was dragged down. Play continues. Nedved picks it up. Nedved hits his own blue, comes up to the red. Nedved goes through. Big hit on Nedved.
Great hip check. Nedved getting right up and getting back out of the Finnish zone.
Wawrinka, a little tap up on the wing. Korea slams on the brakes with Utila there. Kontos in the corner. Nedved puts it all the way back to the blue. The Canadian big shot comes in. Bouncing puck. Tommy goes down in the crease as that bobble to his right. Korea up on the left side. Kapanen chases back. Shot in front. The score! Kontos took a swipe at it, but Nedved is right there to make the score 2-2.
Kiprusoff can come out of the box now. The Canadians have scored. They have fought back hard, down by 2. They have come back, and it's level at 19:24 of the second period. Kontos coming into the slot, lets it go. That's off helmet and skate. Very alertly, Nedved grabs the puck and puts the puck behind Tammy.
There's the break for Nedved. That's all he needed. No one there to pick up 93, and that goes between the pads. Tammy is beaten. 36 seconds remaining on the second period.
That is a big goal. Less than a minute to go, and the Canadians have come back hard. They are going to come out in this third period fired up.
An excellent way to end the period. Keskinen tries to drag that forward, but the Canadians pick it up, hit the red, and just flip it in. Kiprusoff. Parks is there. Joseph along the board. And Paolo picks that up before it comes out front. Paolo has trouble skating down the ice, and so he throws it to the far side, but Joseph is there. Joseph happy just to keep it in the zone. Verta gets it up. Ojanen, a little tip, and Paolo comes up quickly. Paolo is hooked out of the play, double teamed, and the Canadians, with no seconds now on the period, shoot it all the way down the ice, and what a fiery period that was. There was no scoring in the first, and we've seen 2 goals from each team in the second. That's the way it ends after 40 minutes of hockey. Koivu, Keskinen, and then Lusko and Nedved. We're going to take another break. Stay with us for the third and final period. Welcome back. We got the third period here. Action has already started. 3:45 gone, and the Canadians on the attack. Wawrinka takes the shot, and Tammy bats that over in the far corner. Verta goes in, and that's left as the Finns started out. Through center now, Finland. Paolo taken off the plate. Nieminen fires it right back in. Keskinen bumps. Kontos moved in, and that bounces up nicely. Canada with Korea. Kontos trying to get it in front. Verta, good job of keeping it out of the way. And the Canadians really have picked up their game from behind the net. All the way out front. Wawrinka comes up from the blue line and puts it in the back of the net. Canada take the lead for the first time in the game.
What a goal by the Canadians. Good work by all 5 players on the ice. Lovesen taking the body in his own end. He works hard to get the puck up through. He has 1 shot himself earlier as the Canadians keep the pressure on. Good work around the goal. Korea, Johnson, Wawrinka with the final say. And the Canadians are out in front. Korea sliding it to Johnson. He slides it out, and Wawrinka really puts that nicely up on the top shelf.
4:27 gone in the period. And Wawrinka picks up his second goal of the competition. 3-2 now, the Canadians lead. Koivu and Parks in the face-off circle. Mayer to the far side, and the Finns sense that this one is not going to be a walkover.
Well, for the first time in these Olympic Games, again, we can see the coach on the Finnish bench, Kurt Lundström, looking a little concerned. It's a first. He's talking more than he has throughout these games. 5 Finns all down low, but unable to come up with Wawrinka as he slid in from his blue line spot.
Lindstrom has done an excellent job of getting them this far. And I'm sure for them it's not over yet. The Canadians really were outsiders to even get this far. And here they are leading in the third and final period. Mayer stick handling nicely. Mayer stopped at the blue, and that's tapped up to Peltonen. Hämäläinen, a long high flip in, and that bounces along the boards. Lettinen, Sorminen, still not out of the way, right from the side of the net. Koivu almost found the short side, and that was riddled off the referee, Hearn. The Canadians trying to get it out, and that was drilled off his leg. And I don't suppose this penalty has anything to do with that.
Don't even think that, Paul, or we'll be getting letters until the day we retire.
It was just a joke.
Mayer going for high sticking. But to some degree, Hearn getting his own back as he sends the Canadian to the penalty box.
Boy, he was only about 6 feet away when that puck bounced off him. That's smart. Power play now for the Finns as they trail by 1 here in the third period.
The Finns 1 for 2 with power play chances in this game so far.
Stromberg to the hash marks. Right in front. Oh, Yannon really did let that fly. Sormanen keeps it in. Koivu was there.
They set it up very nicely. They scored 4 power play goals against the Americans.
Hirsch grabs that and does a 360. Thank you very much. Utila got the shot away, but the steam was taken out of it.
Canadians know they've got to move quickly. They've done it so far in this game. As I said, they're well aware of how fast the Finns are, and they're very strong as well.
The Finns beat the Czechs 3-1. 5-0 over the Russians, 4-0 over Norway, 6-2 against Austria, 7-1 over Germany, and 6-1 over the Americans. What an impressive record. As we said, 31-4, 5 against. In this game, we've already seen 3 go into the back of the net. The Canadians leading 3-2 as that shot all the way down the ice. Utila, Makala breaking on the right side. 1:25 on the power play. Finland coming up to the blue. Ojanen, Helminen. Helminen shoots it around to Utila. Utila pops it back in the corner. Helminen. Makala breaks towards the net. Utila gets it right at the blue and puts it in the corner. The Finns hang on to it. Big hit. Ludson doing a great job of throwing his weight around the shot. Kiprusoff moved right up onto the hash marks. Harlock gets it and just bobbles it to the far side. That'll be kept in, and the Finns again set it up. Ojanen moves in a position. Utila way back at the blue. Nothing happening in front of the net yet. Kiprusoff to the blue line, or to the red line rather. All the way back to the circle, back to the blue for Makala. Makala on the far side. He's got Helminen in front. The shot goes wide and ricochets all the way down past Utila. Another penalty coming up on the plate.
You're absolutely right, Paul. Ojanen for holding. Things leveled up now.
26 seconds on the Canadian penalty.
Ojanen in front of the goal, being tied up, swings around with a punch. Now he's got a hold of the Canadian defenseman's stick, and that's what the call is. Hearn very alertly catching it after he missed the punch, holding the stick. Ojanen in the box. The Canadians will have the power play, as you said, Paul, in 26 seconds.
Tom Rennie working with Danny Dubé, and they must be happy with what they see. They know the Finns are such a powerful team with great depth, so they can't sit back and just play in a shell, that's for sure. The Canadians, with just 10 seconds on that penalty, are not making any friends here. The fans want to see them go forward. Schlegel couldn't get that, and the Finns set it up. Shot comes in, and that went high. The rebound was almost tapped to the net, and the Canadians now break. Warenka so fast on the break. Waugh takes the shot, scores! Whoa, what a quick break, and number 5 set it up yet again.
Good stuff from the Canadians. You could hear the pipe on that, but it was the inside of the pipe. What a shot from Waugh. And it certainly says something about the speed of Warenka. He's a big guy, but he can get the legs going. You got guys like Waugh going up the ice who can fly. Warenka did the thing, the right thing, that is, of getting over the blue. Then he lays the pass, and Waugh sends this one home. A nice shot.
Kiprusoff tried to get in there to block it, but it didn't work.
Good pass by Warenka. Verta goes with Warenka. Waugh drills this one. It's upstairs.
Another short break coming up. Stay with us. We'll be back.
Every morning from 6 till 8, Eurosport brings you the Olympic update. Olympic Morning looks at the day ahead in Lillehammer, event by event, the potential medal winners and a complete weather report. Olympic News takes a look back at the previous day, results, analysis and commentary from the Eurosport news desk. Every morning from 6 to 8, your complete Olympic update here on Eurosport.
Welcome back. Paul Ferguson here with Richard Beaupre. And the Canadians are leading the Finns 4-2. What a game this is turning out to be. The Canadians going deep, and this man really has been the star of the game. Warenka slams on the brakes and brings it out front as we approach the 13-minute mark of the period. 7 minutes left on the game. That's rattled into the corner. Johnson is there. Drops that all the way back, and Canada with Waugh. Waugh trying to get it out front. That doesn't work. Intercepted, a break now. Kapanen does a 360 as he waits for support. Helminen took the shot, and that was bounced away. Schreiber, a gentle tap in back behind the Canadian net, and Canada again work it down the ice. 30 seconds on the power play. Kiprusoff took a swipe at that. That didn't work. Verta eventually gets it out of the zone. Canada losing out in neutralized territory. Verta's got the good shot if he can get it away. Directs that towards the net. Nieminen was right there and just couldn't change the direction of that puck. Schlegel. Rink-wide pass is a slow one. The Canadians looking confident as they make these build-ups slow and deliberate. Both teams changing, and the Finns are back at full strength. Verta, a big hit on the far side, right in front of Tammy. And that bounces out, and the Canadians with Waugh getting it back to Schlegel. Schlegel right up the middle. A bouncing puck, grabbed by Parks. Parks comes in, lets the shot go, scores! Oh, another one for Canada! Parks picked up a loose puck at center, walked in and took what seemed to be a routine shot that beat Tammy for number 5.
Greg Parks is another one of those guys that just doesn't stop working. He deserves to have a goal whenever he gets one. He takes the puck as Stromberg stumbles, goes down. Parks drills it low. Tammy unable to come up with a save. A well-deserved goal for a guy that works really hard. The Canadians out in front by 3. Parks letting it go. Tammy not able to save it, and the Canadians celebrate again. The Finns have now allowed 5 goals in this game. They had only allowed 5 total in the first 6 games of this competition.
Canadians are doing well. That's an understatement. Koivu against Savage. And Tammy went for that puck with the glove hand. He had to come all the way down from his waist to the ice. Why didn't he use the stick? I don't know. Hämäläinen. The stick should have been already on the ice. Hämäläinen taps that through. Peltonen was the intended receiver. The Canadians back on the attack with Savage getting it right in front. That bounced out of the corner. And 16, Peltonen drops it back. Stromberg with 5 minutes now remaining on the game. Stromberg continues on in against Warenka. The two of them battle. That's frozen against the board. Savage turns around and throws a punch. Warenka wants to get out of that position in a hurry.
It's all smiles on the Canadian bench right now. It's not over, but Parks taking that puck. Stromberg unable to do anything with it. It doesn't matter as far as Greg Parks is concerned. He goes on to the net and scores a nice goal for himself.
Canadians looking very relaxed and in control out there. The Finns running out of time. Ojanen taking off the puck as that was pushed into the corner. Laukkanen muscles along the boards. And eventually the whistle blows. The winner of this game will play the Swedes. The loser will play the Russians. The final is on Sunday the 27th. And the bronze battle will go Saturday evening, the 26th. Those games will be brought to you on Eurosport, so stay with us. We have a lot more ice hockey to come from these Olympic Games. Raw right out front. Nedved was there, but just couldn't tap it in the back of the net. The Finns are struggling out there. They don't look as organized. They don't look as smooth as they have. Makala tries to stick handle through Harlock, and that doesn't happen. Laukkanen flips it high into the corner. Schlegel is there. Makala goes in high, and the Canadians chop it out of the zone. Right at the red line. Canada now coming back. Some good stuff by 14 Helminen as he took Nedved out of the play.
Helminen did get back in a hurry. The Finns are down by 3, and you can see that they're really trying to force the play. They're struggling. When you start forcing things, normally it's going to get worse for you. Puck is bouncing. The ice is pretty chopped up now. As time goes on, the Finns are really going to have to grind this one out to get back into it.
Getting set for this face-off now as Tammy looks on. Coming up to the final 4 minutes. The shot comes in. Tammy gets a piece of it. Taps it right up to Palo. Palo starts back. The Canadians getting back in a hurry. That's fed through. Lushko pushing Nieminen into the boards. And the Canadians get it out of the zone as Kiprusoff picks it up in neutral ice territory. Kiprusoff having problems, and this is so uncharacteristic. It really isn't the same team that we saw in the first 6 games. Hirsch gloves that one down. The defensemen appear to be backing into each other, stumbling. Hirsch makes a save, and Korea, little tap up through center, and the ice is getting a little chopped up out there. Johnson breaks that down. We're seeing a lot of bouncing pucks. Canada now. Kontos right in front. Tammy goes down.
Good opportunity as Korea, being the playmaker, feeds Kontos. Korea still moving around nicely.
Shot from the point, and Tammy had to make another save. Comes into the corner. The Canadians going through a good spell. Parks is there. Korea right on the doorstep. Parks again working with Kontos and Korea. Kontos lets it go to Korea. Verza comes in hard, and Hämäläinen picks it up. Parks shadows on one side, and the Canadians will be happy just to keep the Finns in their own zone. The pass up is a sloppy one, and again the Canadians just tip it in. Koivu out there with the kid line.
We've seen it through history with this Finnish team. They walked right through the first round. Now that the pressure is on, they just don't seem to handle the pressure games.
Right in front, Hirsch is there. Lushko picks it up. Koivu, Lehtinen, and Peltonen is that kid line that they have out there. Terrien, who hasn't seen a lot of action, loses out, and Koivu comes up. Koivu drops it back. Stromberg right in front. Lehtinen took a chop at his man. And the Finns trying to get something going here in the final couple of minutes of play. Laukkanen to the far side. The shot comes in. That's tipped high. And the Finns unable to get quality shots on goal. The Canadians sense the pressure. They need a change, so they ice the puck.
Time is definitely against the Finns. The Canadians came into this game psyched. I mean, they had the big win over the Czechs in overtime. What a game that was. Brilliant win for them, and they seem to be getting stronger and stronger. They're gelling a lot better every game. They look comfortable. They're a lot more relaxed than they were even in the first game.
They have a lot of unknowns who won't be unknown after this game. These guys will be going on to bigger and better things. From the face-off, Helminen stays. Norris goes in for Canada. Savage is told to get out. Helmanen tries to kick it back, and the Canadians getting strong on those face-offs. That tips nicely for Canada. And you can see the sense of urgency still with the Canadians. Korea put it right in front. Norris had a lot of time but ran out of space.
Seeing quite a few great offensive bursts from the Canadians, and especially in this third period, they really opened up the Finnish defense. And they're more than vulnerable now. The Canadians, every time they get down the ice, are getting a good goal-scoring opportunity. Korea again, the playmaker, laying it off. Norris, by the time he controls it, he's in pretty tight. Not a lot he could do with the puck. It would have had to go up in a hurry. Tammy getting the pad on it.
From the face-off, another shot comes in, and Tammy makes a save. Norris takes it into the corner. That's stolen off his stick. Keskinen, a long pass up the middle. Nieminen tries to poke that through. Coming up to the final minute, Norris drops it back. Korea takes a shot, and he tried to get that one on Savage's stick. And again, the Finns unable to get it out of the zone. 1 minute now on the game. 5-2 the score. The Canadians are leading this one. Nieminen going through. Palo now picks it up. Palo looking to get a shot away, but he backs himself right along the boards and then just hands it over. Savage just tips it out of the zone. Coming up on the wing, Keskinen. Keskinen right in front. There's the goal. Lehtinen. Keskinen had a couple of options and he just threw it out front. Lehtinen eventually got the final touch.
As soon as Lehtinen put the puck in the back of the net, you could see all the Finns immediately looking at the clock. 35 seconds to play. They've got one back, but they need more. Keskinen going for Nieminen originally. It went by Nieminen right onto the stick of Lehtinen. Broken play, really. Hirsch had reacted to the first pass. The Finns still need two to get back to level terms.
5-3 the score, and Tammy has been beaten 5 times. As you said, Bopes, when in the first 6 games of the competition, that's all the Finns conceded in total. The third goal for Finland makes it a little more respectable, but can they come back? 35 seconds on the clock. Tammy is out of this one for now. A brave move by coach Kurt Lindstrom, but really he has nothing to lose.
He certainly doesn't. He's got to go for it now. Your hat's got to be off to Tom Rennie and Dan Dubé, the coaches for the Canadian team. Tom Rennie coming from the junior program. He's led the Canadian junior team to some successes. Dan Dubé from Trois-Rivières University in Quebec. These two guys have really come together, and they've got their act together, and this Canadian team are playing good hockey.
The Finns are playing with 6 attackers, and that's tipped all the way down into Finnish territory. Kiprusoff along the boards. The Finnish passes are not as sharp as they have been. They're not as exact. They know this one is over. Stromberg goes back. 15 seconds on the clock. A long pass up on the wing. That goes down the ice with just 10 seconds. And the Finns have lost this one. It's 5-3. The face-off will be in their territory. Tammy will have to go back, and you can see the cut on Johnson's eye and nose.
Everybody grabbing and high-fiving it on the bench. Johnson trying to stay right out of that. He doesn't need any gloves in his face.
Tammy goes back between the pipes as we expected. And people are filing out of the rink. They know the Canadians have won this one, and they're going to take on the Swedes. Jutala knows it too. Lushko takes the shot. That bounces over to the far side. Icing is the call with just 2 seconds on the game. Bopes, quickly, your men of the match.
Man of the match for the Canadians is Brad Warenka. Great job by him, a goal and an assist, and he played excellent hockey.
For the Finns.
For the Finns, I'm going to go with Keskinen, number 9.
Keskinen played well at center. The Canadians, with a couple of seconds, are celebrating. Tom Rennie, he doesn't show much, but inside he must be bubbling. He must be very, very happy indeed. It's academic. The face-off, the puck is dropped. Everyone goes back to congratulate Hirsch. The Canadians are in the final with the Swedes on Sunday. The Finns can still battle with the Russians for bronze. What a game for the Canadians. A bunch of unknowns, a bunch of kids come along and beat the only undefeated team in the competition.
Well, Paul, the Swedes or the Canadians?
The Swedes are so strong, I guess you got to look at them as favorites, but I'm going to sit on the fence and say it's going to be a great game. How about you?
I'm right with you all the way.
We're going to leave you now. We hope you enjoyed this one. We certainly did. Until tomorrow, from Richard Beaupre and myself, Paul Ferguson, bye for now.